Welcome to HBEC IP podcast. I'm Felix Yuen. I'm the IP and Commercialization Advisor at HBEC Bernick Entrepreneurship Center at Georgian College. And today we're very happy to have Bob Wiele, the founder of OneSmartWorld, which is our client at HBEC. And we're very happy to have you today to share with us your journey, your IP journey, as well as your business journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix, for having me. Yeah.
So my first question to you is about your company, your business. Tell us more about OneSmartWorld. What does it do?
The OneSmartWorld was founded in 2000 in order to help smart people who work together in organizations learn how to collaborate, solve problems, and do great work together, in a nutshell.
That's amazing. How do you actually approach that?
Well, we started off with an idea that if we could build an online toolkit that had a simple common language and processes that people could learn about themselves and each other, that would make a difference in the workplace. They would understand what each brings, they would understand where they have the conflict and how to use each other, and then streamline the decision-making process.
Amazing. You mentioned two elements there. There's this technology element that you are using since year 2000,
yeah,
which is a long time ago, before actually, the internet boom and all these. And also you mentioned the test for people to understand themselves. Can you explain these two elements a bit more? First, perhaps the understanding of ourselves part, and then the technology part.
Okay, maybe I give you a bit of background on how that happened. So in 2000, we looked at what was out in the world, and we said, what if we could create a new value proposition that it could help people and teams work better together using their thinking and problem-solving skills? So he said, from a business design point of view, what if we created intellectual property, proprietary intellectual property, where we would own the standard? So we wouldn't distribute anyone else's, we would own it. And then what if we could come up with a way to scale it? So we went from paper and pencil to internet right away. No one had been doing that in our field. And then we said, what if we could make it really cost effective? So if we sell one license or 1,000, it's pushing the number one or 3 zeros after the one, and it still goes out. All the manufacturing costs have been covered. And what if we could make it standardized enough for many uses, but also customizable to different markets? So that's how we built it. And a key piece was coming up with a new model for human performance, looking at how people think, how they feel, and how they use their spirit in the workplace.
And this model, did you develop that?
We developed the whole thing from scratch. We, just for a bit of background, we had the big idea. I had two big ideas. One, I wanted to be the first person to ski down Blue Mountain at the stroke of midnight at 2000. And number two, I wanted to build a world-class solution, Canadian made. So we had to go and find money. I went to 3 different banks to get financing, loan of credit, found a great team in Collingwood who came together, found partners to work with, and that's how we took off. So we hired a group of Canadian psychologists. We said, we're the first in the world to build an online psychometric from scratch. And they said, don't do it. I said, no, we can do this. And the team was great. And so that's how we went about it. We built it, tested it, changed it, normed it, everything online, using people from 11 different countries as a database. But that's how we started the company.
And how is it different from so many other tests and companies that are doing the same thing out there?
Most of the other personality tools are problematic because they basically limit you. You're a this or you're a that, and they really limit growth potential. Our whole focus is the brain is not a computer. The brain is a bunch of muscles. Muscles can get stronger. You can learn, you can grow, etc. So our brains are live wired, which means we have all kinds of potential. So that was our starting point. And then we took we said, what if we could take the same language and use it as a process language? So when the red light is on, we stop, but there are strategies to be a critical thinker. When the yellow light is on, we slow down, look around, but there's strategies to do that well, etc.
Okay, so we take humans as they are, being a fluid organism, right? We are all working in a very organic way, can I put it? Let's come to the technology part of it. I know that you have the online tool since 2000, and now with all these development and out there on technology, now we have AI and a lot of new things coming up. I know that you're also looking into developing AI for your tool too, right?
Yeah, we have our AI launches next week. So we've evolved the technology a number of times. The platform's been completely revamped again in the last year. So it's a new dashboard, new tools. We have AI built in, and we have a hub built in. So for a team, and I'm working with you, but you're in Venice or Vienna or Vancouver, I can look what your profile is and say, Felix likes to think this way. When I have a conversation, I will shape my conversation and the way I talk with you in ways that you like to receive information, so I don't waste your time. So it's a good way of building collaboration and communication.
Right, so it is a collaboration tool.
It's a collaboration accelerator. It will take teams that are stuck and accelerate them quickly.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it will be out next week.
All our new version comes out next week with the new AI and our new SaaS model. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So with all this technology, of course, it is an advantage for your company and your business. What do you think actually is the most important intellectual property, intangible, in your company?
I think the heart of our intellectual property is the model we developed in terms of the software, the symbols, and the language system that is at the heart of our business. And we own that intellectual property. So it's our proprietary stuff. And so it's not like anyone else in the marketplace.
So that is the model that you really want to protect, right? So how do you actually protect this model to make sure that, okay, your partner or your people, your customer are not really taking them away from you, so they won't be just a one-time customer and they will come back to you?
Okay, that's a really good question. Our consumable product is our instrument, our 40i Toolkit. So it's like wine. Once you drink it, it's gone. If you want another one, you have to buy another one. So that's the consumable product. So that would be a big deal to try and replicate. So that would be hard to do. Could be done by, I guess, but it would be hard to do. So that's the key to our intellectual property. Then we've got trademarks. We've copyrighted probably 45 workbooks, books, other pieces, and we've worked with you to help us do some of that.
And you mentioned your trademark, OneSmartWorld, is the company name. Also, you have 4DI and all others. So OneSmartWorld, what does that actually mean?
So OneSmartWorld, we trademarked that name. We trademarked the 4DI, which is our instrument. We trademarked Smart Skills, which is our kind of go-to branding for a lot of our work. And we've got a couple other trademarks as well. Yeah. And
OneSmartWorld, actually, I guess the meaning is to put people together to work as a team. Is it right?
You got it. In a diverse world where everyone, and particularly now, where there's so much conflict and separation, what if we had a simple common language that built respect between people that help us make smarter decisions together and solve problems together? I mean, that was kind of the big idea. So if you've got numeracy and literacy, why don't we have cognitive literacy? So that's really why we built this. So no matter where you're from, if you're 5 years old or 105, you understand a traffic light. So that's our core symbol.
That's brilliant.
So when the red light is on, it's a behavior change. You stop and you make a decision. When the yellow light goes on, you look around, gather information, try and understand what's going on. When the green light goes on, you're generating ideas. So people think differently, but if you're running a meeting, you can say, we're going to start in yellow. What do we know? And that's all we're going to do. So for 10 minutes, we do that. Okay, now we're going to go to the green light. What are all the different ways we can solve this problem? So we just get a whole lot of stuff out. Time's up. Let's go to the red light section. Based on what we know, all these options, what's the right thing to do? So it streamlines that decision-making process.
Is there a particular type of company or team that would fit into this model, or actually it applies to everyone?
On the corporate side, we've worked, it's a lot of leadership development work. A new leader takes a team over and wants to get the team working together quickly. They want to go from forming to performing really quickly. The Toronto Community Housing Corporation hired us to come in. They were doing culture change. They were going from specialties to site-based, and they needed people to work together. So the common language and mutual understanding helped. When we worked at WestJet, they were changing the culture, and they wanted to build it around our personal spirit piece. So they used it that way. When we worked at the Simcoe County Board, it was for the at-risk students, and we just worked with the director and her new team because she wants to build team cohesion. We have to understand each other. So here's a simple way to get going. So it's a real mix.
So your clients come to you and they really want to understand how to make their teams being closer together and work better efficiently together.
Yeah, because a lot of the other instruments focus on who are you and let's have harmony. Our focus is much more on getting work done. So let's understand each other. We're diverse. That's a strength, not a weakness. and how can we tap into all those talents in a streamlined way to produce great results.
That is actually very important. Getting work done.
That's our key.
Getting the final point.
What are we going to do with this?
Yes, exactly. So you mentioned also, we are working together on a very exciting project with the support of Intellectual Property Ontario with this funding to help you build your new tool and your new development. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Can you give us a teaser about this new product, a new project?
Well, our AI is coming out like literally next week, and that's taken about a year to really get it going, perfect it, and it's all within our own system. And then along with that is the trademark work we've done with you, the terms of use, which you were very helpful in helping us get done. And our next step is in some joint licensing agreements. So we're looking, I can talk to you about that separately, but that's partnering with organizations. They bring this to the table, we bring that. What's a joint development license look like?
What can we be excited about your new projects and your company?
I think some of the marketing we're going to be doing and some of the new partnerships. So we're actively pursuing partnerships in the U.S. right now with a major corporation to take our system into their company, and we're working on 2 educational partnerships right now to digitize our content, so it's into an asynchronous learning format. That's what we're working on right now. So we're excited about that because that will allow us to really expand our beyond the toolkit into basically micro credentials, so people can build their skills in this.
Yeah, so access to content anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Without or with human touch of it. That reminds me actually a very important point we talked before is that even with AI, human touch is very important. It is not AI over human. It is human-centered AI.
I think we're in the HI business. You know, we're in the human intelligence business, human intelligence thinking skills. And so that's our core focus. And we think there's a huge amount of potential, and that thinking is a skill. Skills can be developed. We have the mindsets and strategies that underpin critical thinking, creative thinking, compassion, resilience. We've mapped that out really, really well. And if you master those skills, you're going to be more effective in anything you do. So that's really kind of at the core of what we're doing. So we're focusing on the HI. Everyone's focusing on AI, but the real difference is in the people. It's not the tools. That's just a tool. Like we use AI all the time. We're using it this morning. And but it's the human intelligence and the inability for people, smart people, to figure out how to get along and solve problems together. And that's where we come in. A study last year said Fortune 500 companies lost 25 billion hours in the workplace because people don't know how to collaborate.
Because
collaboration that's where the issue is. It's not in the product side, you know.
So they are in the meetings all the time, but then they never really collaborate.
They're not collaborating. There was in the same survey, 93% of executives said you could cut problem solution time by 50% if people knew how to collaborate, and that's our business.
Is there one tip that you can give us a teaser on? How do we actually collaborate in this very technology-driven world?
Simple. Our simple one would be, if you think of a traffic light, when the light changes, change behavior. So if you agree to that and can lay out a simple process, and everything, businesses are run on processes. If you map that out, and when this light is on, we all do the same type of thinking at the same time, but we're going from beginning to middle to end to get to where we want. So as simple as that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think this really wraps up very well our conversation today, because we have a very deep insight from you on what will happen in the future, as well as what is happening right now and what we should focus on. Thank you so much, Bob.
My pleasure. My pleasure.